Okay, I'm heading out on the Angel's Palace Trail. It's in the low 50s, maybe 52, 53. Sun's out, a little bit hazy though. This should be a beautiful hike here. This is at Kodachrome Basin State Park. So they have parking over here, decent sized parking lot. Pretty much fit any car in there. Might have trouble with bigger RVs, but could fit one or two. And then over here, they have bathrooms for the hiking trail. This is maybe the perfect day to hike this trail because you got a little bit of haze to block out the sun, so it's not too hot, but it's in the 50s, so it's not really that cold. The Angel's Palace. And the start of it's just beautiful. And at the beginning they have, it looks like, maybe this is a group campsite, maybe it's just a picnic area. All Trails is saying this is about a 1.5 mile hike. So we'll check it out. Maybe come back tomorrow also. Although there's another loop in this campground, but that loop is like a 6-mile hike. So we'll have to see if we do this one again tomorrow or if we come back for the big hike. Already you can see there's incredibly beautiful sights along the trail. Although this is looking a little bit like Jabba the Hutt to me. And here's the other side of the trail. So people that were coming out said it's a really good trail. Yeah, I think we'll be coming back here tomorrow because it's very pretty, but doesn't seem too difficult. And I like these kind of trails that have, you know, the payoff is the beauty along the whole trail. Sometimes you can do a trail where the payoff is just at the end. It's hard to keep motivated when it's just, you have to go like 3 or 4 miles and then see something. And I'll just stop here for a second and look back, and just an incredible little area. I can see tomorrow if Ryder and Mima come. Ryder's gonna want to go under that area and get a picture. I think nothing says Utah like rocks precariously dangling. It's so incredibly peaceful here. The only thing I can really hear are a couple of birds. I hear what sounds like a crow, and then there's another bird that's making a very strange sound. I'll see if I can capture it. I wonder if you can hear that. It's making a sound like ee, ee. Now, as you come near the rock formations, the temperature seems to drop down. It's a little bit more damp. Now, based on Kodachrome Basin State Park and Escalante Petrified Forest State Park, I'm not sure I've found a state that had better state campgrounds and just better state parks. I'll see if I can do a walkthrough of the Kodachrome Basin State Park campground when I finish this hike, but it's very impressive. And I mean, this is an easy hike. There is a little bit of a elevation gain right here, but I think if it was wet, it might be difficult, but fortunately it's dry right now. So it's just a matter of trudging uphill. Now that bird's making a sound. It almost sounds like it's mocking me or something. I don't know if I captured it. Okay. I'm at the point in the hike where I can tell I'm still on the trail, but I just want to check all trails and double, make sure. But the trail marker is a pretty good indication. So to me, there's this weird effect when hiking. The first quarter mile seems to take a while, but then you find yourself like 2 or 3 miles in, you're like, how'd I get here? But they definitely clearly mark this trail. This looks to be a trail, even if you didn't have all trails, you would have a hard time getting lost. Okay, we're almost like at the top, or the initial top, with a decent overlook. We were just at Bryce Canyon National Park yesterday and did the Queens Trail, and went down from the trail that goes back and forth, the famous YouTube trail. I'll put the name in. The scenery there was spectacular, but there were hundreds of people around us on the trail, And then you come out to a state park like this, and you see just how spectacular this is, and there's nobody here, or just a couple of people on the trail. So this is the canyon that we just walked through from the parking area. Came up on top through that area. So am I gonna say this is a better hike than a hike in Bryce Canyon? I'm not gonna say that. But what I'll say is this is just as good a hike. I mean, in some ways, like the footing is a lot better. Now, Bryce Canyon had snow-capped mountains and great views. So it's, I'm sure there was snow here a couple of days ago, but it's starting to get warmer because we're now into the spring. Okay, there's a trail marker and a little cutout in the rocks. This seems to be just a good place to stop and catch my breath. So the trail marker leads you up and over these rocks, and then it comes, and initially I was like, you can go that way, but it looks like the trail is more to the left around those boulders there. Yeah, this definitely looks like the way to go. Get this incredible view of the campground. Just a couple of RVs though, you can see from here. Okay. Yeah, very well marked trail. I'll see if I can go out to the overlook and see if I can get a better view of the campground from here. You can see a couple more RVs down there, but about half the campground is missing. But it's definitely a beautiful view whichever way you look. And so far, this is definitely still an easy hike with that one little elevation gain area. And just beautiful scenery everywhere you look. And like I was saying, my favorite hikes are where the hike itself is the payoff. This is a little teeny bit of a scramble, just a couple feet up. Let's see if... Oh, and now we're getting to see... I think that's south of here. I'll see if I can get a better video of it. I'll zoom in a little bit, but to the south, I think you see the wash house, where the laundry house, and the entry station. And there should be a view where you can see Bryce Canyon from here. I'm hoping to be able to see that. Okay, we just came from this way, and I was looking around trying to figure out which way to go. And then you can see down through this little crack in the rocks that there's another marker down there. If I turn the other way and look, it almost looks like there's a lot of people that went up to the top of this point right here and looked down. Okay, so I'm looking up there, and then I look on AllTrails. AllTrails actually makes it look like I should go this way. So I should go to the right. So from that marker, there's a step down here, and it comes around and goes that way. Yeah, I'm not somebody who wants to go off trail too much because I don't want to damage any of this. So I'm just going to go down there to the right, follow the AllTrails. So the way to come down here is just this little step down here. If you have issues stepping down, it might be difficult, but for anybody in good physical condition, they can get down there pretty easily. I'm thankful they have the trail markers, but sometimes checking AllTrails will allow me to go on the entire trail and not miss a portion. Yeah, if I'd stepped down and taken that shortcut, then this big rock here would have been not part of the trail. This is almost like Bryce. It's like you can just point your camera anywhere and there'll be a beautiful picture. Trail disperses, return to this point to go back to the trailhead. Okay. And it looks like this is not considered part of the trail, but we'll check it out. It's looks like an overlook over here. And the funny thing is, if this is not part of the trail, this has the most footprints on it, so I'm expecting a pretty nice view. And you definitely get a view of the entire campground. Oh, not only do you get a view of the campground, but that's Bryce Canyon. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in here. But this whole area back here is Bryce. And the cool thing about this campground is there's actually camping spots that are called like Bryce Canyon View. We're camping in this basin area, but if you were over in the Bryce Canyon View, you'd have a view of Bryce Canyon. And Utah, like I said, has the record for most rocks that are in precarious positions. The views from up here are just incredible. This is definitely a place where you can go into hiker sensor overload. Just wherever you look, it's just gorgeous. Oh, and here's the other side of that rock. Because I don't have any cell phone coverage out here, I need to be aware that if there's any kind of rain or anything coming, I have to turn around. Okay, oh, all right, it says the trails on the left and the photo opportunities on the right. So let's go out and take a photo out here. It's a little bit of a step down. Not too bad. And this is the most informative sign on the trail. Another crazy rock. And here's the sides of the trail just kind of drop off. I'm guessing this view is going to be pretty good. Okay, All Trails has a 4.6 for this hike. I'd like to know what a 5.0 hike looks like. It looks like I can walk out a little bit further, but I don't want to chance that. But there's the laundry, the visitor parking, and the entrance station's down there. I don't know if we can see it on this video. But here's the road coming into the campground. And if you have a fear of heights, you might want to skip this panoramic view. And as I say that, the wind starts to pick up. Here's two cool features, that big rock and this, it almost looks like an old petrified tree that's been broken off. I think we're going to go down into that area and check it out. Hope the hike goes down there. So if you have a chance to come out and look at the viewpoint area, definitely do that. Okay, it looks like All Trails is telling me that the hike back, maybe you go that way? Now I'm looking to see if I have to go back on the main trail to, looks like I do, to go around. And the weird thing is, for some reason going up is so much easier than going down. Maybe that's just because as you get older, you know. Yeah, the trail goes around this way, but if you go a little bit further, it looks like there's an overlook right here. We'll just step out on there. Yeah, the overlook is very cool. Okay, we're finally coming back to that trail marker that I thought was the trail. But I would have missed that whole overlook and Bryce Canyon view. And these are some interesting plants. Being from Florida, this is not something I've ever seen. I think we might come up here and take a little break, even though, like I said, it's been a very easy trail. I might need to take a break just to check All Trails because it doesn't, maybe this is the trail just going down there. Oh, okay, I see another marker down there. And I was just talking with a group of hikers and they had a bunch of kids with them. And their kids were running like 100 feet ahead of them. And because of that, they ran around probably one of the best areas of the hike and missed one of the best overlooks. So if you're gonna bring your kids in the hike, come back and do the hike yourself without the kids, and then you won't miss anything. I'm definitely all about having the kids hike with you, but you definitely want to hike alone too to see the things that you wouldn't see if you had kids running around. I thought I was going to take a break back there and I didn't, so I'll definitely do it right here in this overlook. It's pretty sheer right here. So because of the kids, the group is almost up to me. They were probably 20 or 30 minutes behind. The kids are just running through the trail. And this looks like this was where the arrow was pointing. Hopefully the kids don't rush over to here. It's got to go back this way. I'm going to check All Trails. Yeah, All Trails is saying that I'm just basically circling. So I think I need to go back. So let's circle back. We're going to run into the kids here. I'm going to turn the video off here in a second. Yeah, I'm hoping this is not part of the trail. You can see the trail marker over there. And then there's one hidden in the trees and bushes over here. I mean, this is a kid-friendly trail because of the ease, but not from the chance of the kids getting hurt. Okay, the loop is this way. I think this just loops around and comes back, and then it might be the end of the trail. I'll see and I'll check, and if I've got some extra time, maybe do that campground walkthrough. And here's another one of those white markers, which I assume was a trail marker that is just like faded away. I feel compelled to go out on every single overlook, but it's still, you know, like visual overload. Oh, I see a trail down in the wash. Definitely got to check that out. And there's some more just distinct rock formations. Yeah, checking All Trails, it looks like this should just circle around and connect back up with a trail. The people, the kids, decided to turn around because it's getting, you know, probably close to dinner time. If I'm thinking that this connects around, I might actually run back into them. Oh, wait, I need to go over and check this rock out. This rock looks very similar to the rock that was on the other side. That was closer to the campground. This is further away from the campground. Now, I'm pretty sure this rock is not something you want to be near if there's wind or rain. It seems to be just falling apart. You can see that the pieces of the rock are falling off and just collecting at the bottom. Okay, I had to turn around from there. All Trails made it look like that you could go down and end the trail and go down into that basin area. But I'll see if I can just get back into the loop here. I wonder where there's got to be like an area where you can just scramble up. Looks like, wonder if this is it. I'll double check. No, All Trails said that wasn't it. It's probably over here. This almost looks like a stair step back up. So All Trails has confirmed. Even though I'm confused, I'm not lost. Okay, there's a little bit of a scramble, not much. Again, going up is so much better than going down. Okay, that brought us back up to an area I haven't walked in, but it's going to connect back to the loop very soon. I see some rocks over here I'm going to go check out. There's just a couple of rocks over here. Maybe these were stacked at one point. Oh, there's the marker. I guess the marker fell over and they put the rocks on top of it. And I think this is the marker to go back, retrace our steps, and go back out to the parking area. Okay, All All Trails is telling me that I finished the hike. Now I can continue and go around this little hill, go around to the side. I had that big rock sticking up, or I can just step up here. Let's do that. Kind of cuts off the trail a little bit. So we save from having to go around that. And the weather's just, again, it's gorgeous today. Okay, I've seen these white markers enough to think that they just mean you're going back on the trail and about to end it. There's a little teeny scramble. And I look to the side of the scramble, there's almost a little area you can step down if you don't want to scramble. But I'm just gonna sit here and take a little break. So instead of that little scramble, if you want to go up the side steps, it's about the same. I mean, you got to give it to Utah. They've gone all out with their state parks. Just absolutely beautiful. Okay, you see this marker? I'm guessing too many people went that way. So they put a secondary marker in the ground. I'm guessing this used to be blocked off, so this is probably a new route. Maybe that one got washed out. And this opens up to the fun little elevated walk up. But going down, it should be pretty good. It's probably gonna be a little bit slippery. And they're cool instances of juniper berry trees. And when they die, they look really cool though. I think this is a definite must hike for Meemaw and Ryder tomorrow. Although I'll tell Meemaw she needs to bring her sticks. And as I'm walking down, I see just how delicate the cliff is up there. One good rain and this would probably collapse. I'll get back to the campground and see if I got time, and then I can do a walk through the campground really quickly if I got that time. But I'll do that in a separate video. So I'm wondering, how big can a juniper berry bush get? Or is it a juniper tree? You know, being from Florida, I always thought it was a bush, but these look pretty big. Wow, this is a little cool little alcove area just to the side of the trail. And I'm walking back with the sun's coming down in front of me, so it's almost like the best views are behind me. If I see something really nice, I'll turn around and get a video or a picture of it. You see, like this is an example behind me. Okay, I see this lone tree. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on it. Tree's just at the top of this hill, just chilling out. Wow, I'm starting to hear a breeze come through here. It's been pretty slow, the winds. Although the last couple days we've had 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. And I was reading about the sun going up or down causing some of the winds. But I think a lot of the winds lately has been from fronts that have come through. Because you get a massive amount of heat and then it cools off. But we're almost back at the beginning of the trail. And this was definitely a worthwhile trail. If you're ever in Kodachrome Basin State Park, definitely check it out. It's the Angel Palace Trail, and it's about 1.5 to 2 miles. I see somebody up at the top of that overlook. Even the exit to the trail is pretty. Again, Angel Palace. Just a beautiful trail at Kodachrome Basin State Park here, Highway 12, Utah.